You need to consider the strange aspects before deciding if you want to invest in a camera for YouTube videos or if you can just use your iPhone. But everything will be clear in a few minutes, and the right decision is knocking at your door, and it will surprise you. When I started to create talking head videos, I did it with my phone, and I have so many questions about upgrading to a camera. What are the main differences between using an iPhone and a dedicated camera? What factors should I consider when deciding between using an iPhone or a camera? How big is the cost of investing in a camera compared to investing in a good iPhone? Can I achieve professional looking results using just an iPhone? And do I also need many accessories? If I choose a camera, how hard it is to use it? What should I do? I will demonstrate you the differences and the similarities between two devices that are at almost the same price. And I will approach this as a total beginner and use almost everything in auto mode and show you my experience using both. Let's break it down and open the doors for the right decision. Let's analyze first the price a little bit. An iPhone 14 Pro or 15 Pro, it's around $999. Or if you already have an older iPhone like 12 Pro or 13 Pro, that's totally fine. The difference in image quality is not that big. Trust me, for a talking head video, the difference is not that big. The image quality will be super good. A ZV-E10 is $698 and Sigma 16mm f1.4 is $389, which means a total of $1,087. Not a big difference when it comes to price, but so many differences, big differences when it comes to other things. You will find out in a second. If you already have an iPhone, you need to pay attention to the disadvantages compared to using a camera and see if it's worth another investment. When it comes to quality differences, trust me, for YouTube videos you can do great with both. In my opinion, you don't need to worry about the image quality. Both shoot in 4K with great looking results. Of course, from a mirrorless camera with a great lens and big sensor, the image will look better, but the difference for talking head videos is not that big to drag you down on your journey. When it comes to image quality, you don't need to worry about it, but you need to take care of your lighting setup, which is extremely important in both situations. I have a dedicated video about an affordable lighting setup that will make you look great and doesn't require space in your room, so I will add a link in the description to watch it after this video. Now let's analyze the ease of use. This one will surprise you because it's not what you're thinking. The phone looks super easy to use. Everything auto, just press record and that's it. But after I use it, I discovered some strange aspects that you need to take into consideration if you shoot talking head videos. First, you need to position the iPhone the right way to have a good shot. For this you need a phone holder. It's cheap, nothing crazy. Also you need a good tripod, but this one is required even if you use your iPhone or a camera. Just attach your iPhone to the holder and the tripod and set a nice frame. All good until now. But to have a great quality, you need to use your main camera. That's on the opposite side of the screen. And here we start to have problems. You can go on set your shot, press record, and after go to your spot and just talk. If you have space to go behind the phone, and if you don't have that space, it's already complicated. Also, you can't see if something happened when you record. You just hope everything is okay. At the same time, this can be an advantage for beginners because it will force you to look into the lens and not at the screen, which looks super bad, like I look right now. And if you plan to use your selfie camera, that will solve the problem, but the quality difference is big. Of course, you can find some tricks or apps to monitor your phone screen to your laptop to see everything, or I don't know, use your Apple Watch to monitor your phone, but all this will complicate things and we don't want that. Another aspect, you have 3 or 2 lenses on your iPhone, which is a good thing. If you shoot in a small space, you can use your wide lens or your medium lens. You're basically covered in all situations. This is great, saving you money when it comes to lenses. Let's dig deeper and see what I discovered shooting videos with my iPhone. Another aspect is the sound. These days the sound is good if you record with your phone. You can use something like Rode Wireless Pro and connect the receiver directly to your phone. You can connect almost any kind of shotgun microphone if you want to record the sound directly into your phone. The audio aspect is okay, so don't worry about it. But what's happening with the memory? I found this again unhandy because I shoot my videos and I tend to keep the recordings as a backup on my phone until I finish the editing. So this will be handy. My phone was all the time full, out of memory, and this will drive you to buy the more expensive model, which I don't know, 1 terabyte or 512 gigabytes or something like this. I don't like it. Now let's take a look at the ease of use if you want to buy a Sony ZV-E10 to shoot talking head videos. But first, I want to show you some small tricks to partially solve some problems when you use your iPhone. Check this out. If you are a MacBook user, have an iPhone that uses iOS 16 or later, and your Mac uses Mac OS Ventura or later, you can use a feature called Continuity Camera and connect your iPhone camera wirelessly to your MacBook and record it in your OBS player and have the image on your MacBook, solving the screen problems. But this will work only in Full HD, not 4K. You can't choose between all your cameras, but in the end, it's looking pretty good. Of course, this is a method that partially solves some problems, and you need to also have a MacBook, so it's partial. But for some Apple lovers, it can be a solution that is worth mentioning. And if you find this video useful, don't forget to press the like button or maybe subscribe. Thank you. Now, let's go back to the ease of use when it comes to a mirrorless camera. For talking head videos, the process of shooting with a camera, with a mirrorless camera compared to an iPhone, it's easier. Even if sometimes for a beginner, it may look more complicated to use a camera, to use a full mirrorless camera. Clearly, in this case, you need that tripod too. Let's go back to the camera. It has a mounting thread, so you don't need a holder or something like that. The big advantage is the flip screen. Put your camera on the tripod, flip the screen, and ta-da! You can see, set the perfect shot and check if everything is good when you record. All you need to do is to take care not to look into the screen because it will look bad. Of course, when shooting with your camera, you can have your phone operating. Maybe, I don't know, use it for your script, for your bullet points, or even control your camera with your phone. Now, we can have a disadvantage when it comes to lenses. If you shoot in the same spot, the same framing, everything is the same, clearly you can use one lens, one good prime lens, maybe with 1.4, affordable one, and that's okay. But if you want to have a zoom lens or more lenses, you need to buy them, and good lenses can be expensive. But this will happen only if you want to change your frame often. Of course, because you shoot in super good 4K with this camera, and if you use this Sigma 16mm f1.4 and have a great image, you can make a crop when you edit and make the shot tighter if you want. But this has a limit. A crop more than, let's say, 30% will start to look bad. Another aspect is the battery. With Sony ZV-E10 you have a small battery, and this will last approximately an hour of shooting. But if you need more, you can use a dummy battery and connect your camera to the wall, or a big NPF battery. I have a dedicated video where I show you my setup if you want to build something super powerful and also affordable. I will add the link also in the description. Now, to use a mirrorless camera as a beginner can look scary and complicated, but trust me, it is not. This camera has great auto mode, but if you want something more, I have another dedicated video where I show you how to set this camera to look perfect for talking head videos manually. It's easier than you think and the quality will be amazing. You can find this video in the description. So don't be scared about the ease of use when it comes to a mirrorless camera, it's much easier than it looks. And here is another super important aspect to take into consideration when you decide if you want to buy a dedicated camera or shoot with your iPhone. Think about this. If you are that kind of person that wants to have another device in his life, if you are open to learn a new device, if you want another device in your setup, maybe you're not that kind of person and you say, hey, I don't want another device, I will shoot with my iPhone, I don't want something else, something new. Or maybe you are excited and you want to learn something new, to use something new, to have a new device. This is so important, so take this into consideration. Your setup should help you to create more and easier, not to be a pain, you know. So if another device in your setup, it's a pain for you, don't do it. If you're okay with a new device, do it. Think about this. You have a good image with both. It's a little bit more uncomfortable to shoot talking head videos with your iPhone than to use a camera. If you already have an iPhone, you don't need to invest more, but the quality it's a little bit lower, and if you want a camera, you need 2-3 days to figure it out and learn how to use it. But you have a ton of resources to learn fast and well. But remember this even if it may sound strange to you. You can have the most powerful and the most expensive camera setup in the world and still create low quality talking head videos if you don't find a setup that will help you to create easier. I have a dedicated video about my entire setup and how I use it, and this will help you to make the right, well-documented decision. So click on this video and watch my setup to make the best decision without regrets.